All right, we're going to go ahead and start our Veterans Day celebration. I am Capri Thomas. I am the acting director of the VA department here at Houston Community College. And first and foremost, I would like to extend a special thank you to our very own heroes in the HCC Veterans Office. You all have courageously served this great nation and are assets to our department. For that, I sincerely thank you. So first, we're going to have a presentation of flags from Cashmere High School, JROTC.
Please stand for the posting of the colors. Color guards, arch hand, two. Can't read. Colors. Forward. March. Left. 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 Right. Left. 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 Left. March back. March. Left. Color guard. Halt. Right. East. Coast east. Come. Recite the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Present. March. Order. March. Left. Peace. Forward. March. Left. Left. Please be seated.
Next up, we would like to call on our fierce leader, who's always so supportive of the veteran students here at Houston Community College, Dr. Maldonado, for the welcome and proclamation.
Thank you. Good morning. First and foremost, I want to express my appreciation and recognition of the veterans, the great brotherhood and sisterhood that you formed with each other to be our military. Your active duty service, guardsmen, reservists, it is only due to your sacrifice that the rest of us can enjoy the freedom and the liberties that we have here in America. And I'll ask all our veterans to please stand if you can and be recognized. Thank you. Please be seated. You know, Veterans Day at Houston Community College is an annual milestone for us. It's a moment in time where we not only thank our students, employees, and staff who served in the armed forces, but we also remind ourselves about your courageous sacrifices and what you've given up in order for us to have our freedom. With the Houston Community College Veterans Academy, we have prioritized our veteran students. The Academy is designed to facilitate academic careers by providing, advising, and pathways for our veterans that fit their needs and their career aspirations with the needs of industry to help them find a meaningful job and career after their time at HCC. The Veterans Academy continues to assist you with using our military education and experience to fast-track civilian certifications and degrees to begin your degrees and your career as soon as possible. Ranging from shortened programs, completion for certificates, college credit for prior military experience, education and training, and industry-recognized credentials. We provide extensive support for our veteran students, and I want to thank the Veterans Academy for what they do for our students, our veterans in our community. You know, I view Mosaic as a perfect example of showing the impact of alignment. So Mosaic is a piece of art that's made up of many small pieces, many small tiles to make a big picture, to be impactful of what the artist is trying to connect. Every piece serves a specific purpose. Here at Houston Community College, our mosaic serves as a powerful metaphor for the brave men and women of uniform, as it reflects the ways we all come together to support them, reward them for their service, and help them with their careers. Everyone in this room is part of that mosaic. Whether you're a veteran, whether you're a student, whether you're a faculty member, whether you're staff, that mosaic is made up of all of us. When I thank you for your service, and I eagerly look forward to seeing some of you at our commencement on December the 6th at Fertitta Center at University of Houston campus. That'll be the HCC Fall Commencement. It's now my honor to present the proclamation for today. Whereas this tribute from Houston Community College, in accordance with the national observance of Veterans Day on November the 11th, gives deserved recognition to all who answer our nation's call to duty as members of the United States Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, or Navy. Whereas Texans have long demonstrated with honor and distinction their bravery and patriotism through military service, it is with solemn obligation we reflect today on all that has been asked of those who step forward to defend the United States of America and preserve our Union. Whereas of the multitudes who have fought to safeguard our country, hundreds of thousands have given their lives, and many more have sustained serious injury. Those who have returned home from war have carried with them a profound sense of loss and sacrifice. Whereas on this day, we mourn the loss of our veterans and commit to remembering and honoring their service in defending the American ideals of freedom and justice. Whereas today, we commemorate the service of all of our HCC veterans and service members, past and present, who are fellow students, faculty, and staff members, and celebrate their prospective contributions to our community. Whereas in appreciation for their service, HCC will continue to keep the needs of veterans and their dependents at the forefront through proactive services, programs, and a positive educational experience. Whereas we also gather here today to pay thanks to the families who bore untold burdens, yet remained strong in their spirit and continue to inspire us all through their support of our veterans and military family members. Therefore, I, Dr. Cesar Maldonado, Chancellor of Houston Community College, do hereby proclaim on this, the 11th day of November of 2019, that deep gratitude be extended to our HCC veterans and military members who have served with honor and sacrificed much to protect our freedom. I invite all members of the HCC community to join me in recognizing their selfless contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Next up, we will have Trustee Dr. Carolyn Evans Shabazz, the board chair, for remarks.
Thank you and good morning. And I'm going to put my hat on. I want to look as military as I possibly can. I am so very, very honored to be here. And the truth of the matter is the most important men in my life were veterans, my father and my grandfather. And so certainly I had a prime example of what military men do because they were real men. They're both not here today, but I certainly have memories of them. And every time I see a person in the military, I think of them because of the model and the role model that you all continue to give everyone. On behalf of the Houston Community College Board of Trustees, I thank everyone for joining us today. I want to take a little point of personal privilege because it's especially important to me to see women that are veterans. So with the women, no disrespect, guys, but I would love for the women to stand that are veterans. That is so awesome. And I mean, my heart is just so full. Thank you so very much. It is with great admiration and humility we gather today to express a resounding thank you to all veterans and those who continue in their service to our country. I am humbled and honored in the face of such self-sacrifice. You have our eternal gratitude for your service. Today, we also offer a heartfelt thanks to the families of our service members because they make a great sacrifice. That's right, hug her twice. As civilians, it is easy for us to forget what our military families sacrifice daily in order for the military to preserve our freedoms. The strength, faith, and enduring commitment of our military families are an inspiration. Today, we celebrate you all. Our veterans and their families served our country with bravery and dignity. Now, it is our duty and privilege to serve them. On behalf of the Houston Community College Board of Trustees, I commit to you today that we will continue to provide programs and services that support our veterans, our service men and women, and their families. And I personally salute each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And another point, I am leaving a little early because I am participating in the parade. So please know that my heart will remain in this room, but I am going to honor those others that are not privileged to be Houston Community College family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chavez. Next up, we will have our HCC Student Veterans Recognition. We will call up Mr. Kenneth Hernandez. Mr. Kenneth Hernandez is the Faculty Division Chair and HCC Vets Association President.
Thank you. Good morning. Before I read these bios, I'd like to acknowledge a special tribute for those of you who have served the United States Marine Corps or are serving the United States Marine Corps. Would you please stand? The recognition for the United States Marine Corps is yesterday was your birthday. Belated birthday wishes. And one of your gifts is that the United States Navy is still willing to give you a ride. I'd first like to read the bio of Russell Witten. Russell was born in San Diego, California, and raised in League City, Texas. He graduated from Clear Creek High School and enlisted in the United States Air Force at the age of 18 in 2006. He was sent to basic training at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas, where he graduated with honors. After training in Pensacola Naval Air Station as an aircraft structural mechanic, he was sent to Kirkland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and assigned to the 58th Special Operations Wing. 2 years later, he was signed to the 18th Equipment Maintenance Squadron at Kandenda Air Base in Okinawa, Japan, and was promoted to the rank of Staff Sergeant. In 2012, he was assigned to the 27th Special Operations Wing at Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico. In 2013, he was deployed to Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan and assigned to the 1st Special Operations Group in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. During his deployment, he was a lead structural technician on the AC-130s, the spooky gunships, which generated 1,900 combat missions, which resulted in 255 EKIA, enemy killed in action. He repaired multiple combat damaged aircraft and received the Air Force Achievement Medal for his actions. After his deployment, he was promoted and assigned as a quality assurance inspector for Cannon Air Force Base 27th Special Operations Wing. In 2014-2015, he was redeployed as lead quality assurance inspector and was key in generating 1,800 combat missions, resulting in 93 EKIA. He also helped organize the forward deployment of the first American troops to combat ISIS. For this action, he had received the Air Force Accommodation Medal. He separated in the military in 2016 and received an honorable discharge. In 2017, he attended Houston Community College, in which he obtained his associate in criminal justice and the basic peace officer license, graduating with honors. He currently is employed by the HCC VMAS, that's the Veterans Military Affiliated Student Success Department, and attends the University of Houston downtown to obtain his bachelor's in criminal justice. With great pleasure, I present Staff Sergeant Russell Witten.
All right. So thank y'all, everybody, for that. If y'all know me, you know I'm a man of many words. I will sit up here and talk for days. No, I'm really short, to the point. But I want to thank everybody that came out to support all the veterans. I worked for Ms. Capri Thomas as our director, as she's the director for the last 2 years, and she's really guided this department in the right direction and has gave me the opportunity to work for her. So I want to thank you for that. Other than that, man, everybody, I guess we'll have some cake after this, and thank you so much.
Denise Michelle Whitner was born to Sandra Shrugs and Berman Shrugs Jr. in Houston, Texas. Her parents married and separated after a few tough years. Living in a low-income housing complex, Denise's mother raised 5 kids with little to no help from their father. Her mother held down a full-time job for 25 years at the Jeff Davis Hospital in order to make ends meet for the family. Denise had always dreamt of becoming a teacher, but was quickly discouraged at the thought of having to bear the burden of college expenses. During her senior year of high school, Denise's best friend suggested that they both join the military under the buddy system. Her friend explained to her that under the program, new recruits enlisting in the Army and a friend could enlist in the same military occupational specialty, that's MOS, and attend the basic combat training and advanced individual training at the same time. As far as she knew, Denise was going to be the first in her family to enlist in the military and was very apprehensive in doing so. After much convincing, she agreed with her friend to assume that they will always be together. Much to Denise's dismay, her friend backed out at the last moment, causing Denise to enlist on her own. Despite her fear, Denise persevered through basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey, where she realized in order to get through her assignment, she had to rely on other soldiers. They became a family. In 1981, Denise was first transferred for the first time to Fort Bliss, Texas, and joined the 1st Armored Division Battalion, where she refueled helicopters and monitored hose conditions. While in this position, Denise married a fellow soldier. He was later transferred to Germany, and Denise managed to swap duty stations with another soldier who wanted to be near her home in Georgia. At this time, Denise had been promoted to the rank of sergeant. After her retirement, Denise worked as a manager for Shell for 12 years. As a single parent, Denise raised all of her children, Taishia, Treshawn, Taisha, and goddaughter Angel. They all grew up, they all graduated high school, and they all went to college. According to her, Denise's biggest accomplishment was seeing her children succeed in life. After putting her children first for all of her adult life, it was time for Denise to focus on her life. In 2012, she finally found her soulmate, Ricky. Ricky and her children encouraged her to do something for herself, to go to school. They were passionate about her getting an education just as she was passionate about her children. Denise started her associate's degree in 2016 at Houston Community College using her Chapter 31 vocational rehab VA benefits. She started out as a VA work-study student in the HCC Veterans Office. She was eventually promoted to a part-time VA assistant. Denise received her associates in applied science and business management in May of 2019. She is currently attending the University of Houston downtown to obtain her bachelor's in applied administration. She is expected to graduate in the spring of 2021. Denise expresses extreme gratitude for the opportunities and experiences the military and HCC had afforded her. She has learned how to stay focused, be patient, and finish what she starts. Her future goal is to one day open up a traveling food truck named the 3Ds, Downright Delicious Dining, to serve the Houston community. I am sure the HCC Veterans Office can attest to the success of her future business endeavor, as they have collectively agreed that Denise's meatballs are to die for. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sergeant Denise Whitner.
Okay, I'm not as good as Russell, but I want to thank everyone, especially HCC and Ms. Capri Thomas. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. So thank you. And thanks for the recognition.
Now Denise has me in tears. All right, let me move on. Next up, can I have the Student Veterans of America, Travis Dixon, your HCC Chapter President, come up for some remarks?
Good morning, everyone. As Ms. Capri stated, I am Travis Dixon, Student Veteran of America, Houston Community College Chapter President. And let me tell you, it's seeing so many gathered here today on this very special day to recognize those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. It really warms my heart. from one veteran to another, I'd like to thank you for your service and your sacrifice. I hope that we can continue to help and motivate one another on our journey to higher education. And I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to mention that everyone should remain on the lookout for Student Veteran of America events in the upcoming semester. I really appreciate that. And without further ado, let's all get back to the festivities. Enjoy that cake. All right, thank you. Enjoy your Veterans Day.
The cake is a big hit. Okay, next up, we will have the Copa President, Ms. Renee Alsander, for a special presentation.
Good morning, everyone. This is a time where we recognize our fallen veteran heroes. Please stand one by one and say your loved one's name and branch of service. Remain standing until the last person has completed their name. Lieutenant Colonel Melvin Lewis Myers, U.S. Army.
Stanley Owens, veteran, Vietnam,
Roberto J. Leal, U.S. Army.
We'll take a moment of silence for everyone we've lost this year.
Edward Burton Evans, World War II veteran. Herman James, World War II veteran.
Antonio Lucido, United States Navy, Vietnam veteran.
Thank you. All right, it's upbeat, let's start.
Okay, so next up, we will have our Vice Chancellor of Student Services, Dr. Graves, for a presentation.
Good morning. Thank you, Capri, and thank you, Renee, for that touching tribute. And let me just say thank you again. It is my pleasure and my delight to be here. And I'm especially excited about the next presentation. To members of our College Office Professionals Association, again, thank you for your support and your contributions in support of our veterans. I now have the pleasure of introducing another of our special guests, Mr. Enrique Cruz, Corporate Sales Manager of Corporate Partnerships with the Houston Astros. As he's coming forth, let's give a hand for those Houston Astros, right? Mr. Cruz is here to present a scholarship check to our scholarship recipient, Mr. Joseph Harris. Mr. Harris is an Army veteran and was a PFC Private First Class and served as Carpentry Masonry Specialist, Job Code 51 Bravo. Mr. Harris? Let's give Mr. Harris a hand as he's coming forward. I will ask that the board chair and chancellor, as well as Mr. Hernandez, and join Mr. Cruz and Mr. Harris in recognition and acceptance of the scholarship.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now for our social media, please. Thank you. Another round of applause, please.
Okay, now we will begin our special recognition and distribution of the official HCC Veteran lapel pins, the challenge coin, and the proclamation. I'll ask Dr. Ken Hernandez to come forward. We'll ask our Chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado. And we will be delighted if our board chair can join us for the time that she's available.
So can I have all the veterans stand up in a line? To the far left. Okay, let's start the pinning celebration. Pinnings, you can come. Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sir, congratulations. Denise, congratulations. There you go. Congratulations. Ma'am, congratulations. Oh, yeah. See to that. Congratulations.
It's cold to bring it there to you.
Hey, congratulations. Yeah, right. When you guys gonna get your own ship? The Army's got more ships than you. Congratulations. Pat. Great to see you, Pat. Good job.
You got the rest of your life to go.
That's our
Hey there, congratulations. Sir, congratulations. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm charging next time. You're welcome. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. John. You know, the Navy man. Congratulations. Air Force.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
No. 71 to 70. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good. Congratulations, sir.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're good enough? That's it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. How are you? Thank you for a great program. My pleasure. All right.
This way, sir.
Shake it up. Stick him. Stick
Okay. Next, we'll have our closing remarks by our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Grace.
Thank you again, Ms. Thomas, and thank you to Mr. Cruz and the Houston Astros, and congratulations again, Mr. Harris. Let's give him a round of applause. Again, I would also like to acknowledge members of Copa and the HCC VMAS department who organized today's ceremony. Would you all please stand or wave? Let's give them a round of applause. They work tirelessly to ensure that we identify the armed services and that we work collectively every year to provide this service and support and recognition of our veterans. So thank you again to our team and our staff. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Before we close today's ceremony, you heard Dr. Hernandez acknowledge the birthday of the U.S. Marine Corps, but I want to celebrate, again, recognize it. You celebrated your 244th birthday on yesterday. Again, happy birthday. Each day, veterans and their families sacrifice themselves for the protection and advancement of our nation. Today, we salute you and we thank you for your contributions and commitment to this great nation and to Houston Community College. Now, before we have cake, I'm going to ask that all of the veterans come to the center just in front of the table so that we can take a group photo with our Chancellor and our board chair and members here on the dais.
Yes, dear. Yes. Okay, dear.
Okay, Mama. Yes. Oh, no.
Stand up, sit down, follow the instructions.
Of course. Our general counsel. Here, come on. We can come to our shoot right over here from Dr. Grace. I'm keeping my eye on you, Ashley. Okay, if anybody has a badge, would you please remove it? Yes, your one badge for video purposes. Dr. Maria, step forward just a little bit. Thank you. Appreciate it. Jorge, how you doing? Can you see everyone? Everyone, if I can have your attention right over here, please. On the count of 3, Jorge. wave. 1, 2, 3. For our social media. Okay, one more. Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. That was great. Everybody, please a round of applause to our veterans.
So we have cake. We have cake to the far right, and we have punch as well. So enjoy yourselves.